We in the house. We getting down. We getting loud. We getting wild. What's
There
up,
we go.
everybody? Rolling through. We're just waiting for other people to show up for the show. I'm Sean. You might know me, but I'm alongside my guy. He's also a host of the Pizza Palace, which happens every Friday here on this channel, except when I go to Detroit and forget to edit the podcast and post it. Robert Winstanley. Robert, what's going on, brother?
Not much, man. Yeah, it happens. It's like,
It
you know.
happens to the best of us. You know what I mean?
I mean, the best part about the Pizza Palace is that it is literally your least buttoned up and most like off the rails show of nonsense. So it kind of just fits the vibe.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we release that each and every Friday, but also we talk about a little bit of everything. We talk football, we talk basketball, we talk everything, and it's a
Most
great time.
importantly, we have the reoccurring segment known as the
Okay, so
Raider
this is what I
Report.
don't get. Yeah, so here's the dumb thing, and I want to explain to
No,
the
it is
people that
the
are
genius and the backbone of the show. Damn it!
dude. I just it's I call it the backbone is an insult that. Oh my God. So we have the Raider Report,
That's
which is a
correct.
Detroit-based podcast, but the team we talk about the most often is the Oakland Raiders.
That is the Las Vegas Raiders. But yes, I make that same mistake all the time. But
All right,
yes,
y'all. So this was a great stream. I hope y'all. No, no,
yeah,
we're
dude,
just
go
waiting for.
Raiders.
Yeah, we're just waiting for other people to hop in, and yeah, I mean, it kind of fits because like the Pistons kind of embodied that Raider vibe
I mean,
back
who
in the
doesn't
day.
love the Raiders? I mean, you know what I mean? They're not hurting anybody. They haven't been relevant since like I don't know 2002 or something like that. So I mean, it's like who cares?
Hey, go screw yourself. Pistons have been relevant at all times, every day. No, but dude, we have a lot to talk about. This is going to be a heavy packed show, as you can see by the title. It is Troy Weaver season, indeed, which means we're going to have some real Game of Thrones coming up this off season. But we're going to be starting with our NBA bracket challenge. We are going to be doing a big group NBA bracket, which will be starting and go live later this week. But we figured why not go through our brackets together. So, Robert, you made your bracket, and I want you to show the people that are tuning in how
Yes.
you chose to make your bracket because
Well,
because I suggested doing it online like a regular human being, but
that's correct.
instead Robert pulled out the whiteboard. Here to
Well,
explain the whiteboard to people.
listen. I feel like I have to embody my inner boomer, and technology just escapes me. So I felt like the only true way to do this.
What
Oh,
up,
Kool-Aid's
Kool-Aid?
here!
What up, Kool-Aid? He just came firing in. I'm sorry. I just had to add him in. This man just came in
Oh,
like
that is the best way to come in possible.
Kool-Aid. What's up, man?
What's up, man? Can you hear me okay?
Oh, yeah, we
I've
can
had a
hear
day.
you.
Oh yeah.
I've had a day, but you know what? Like I told you already, I'm with my guys, with the fellas.
Yeah.
Where's Lex? Man,
Oh,
we're gonna
she's
get
coming
everybody
in.
in here,
We
man.
got people
Deuce
rolling in. We
came.
got stuff set on Twitter.
Hold
The
on, hold on,
stream's
hold on.
live.
Hold
We're
on,
just
hold on, hold
kicking
on.
it.
Oh, what do we got here? Oh,
Oh,
look at
Woodward
that!
Sports, baby.
That is
Woodward
fresh.
Sports,
Nice,
baby.
nice.
Oh my
Let's
gosh.
go.
Like
Kool-Aid, you
that.
joined at the perfect time. We were just starting our brackets, and Robert wanted to showcase how he decided to fill his out.
Listen.
Would you like to show the class and explain what you've done?
Oh.
Well, you see, I've got a
Bro, he's going for
whiteboard,
extra credit.
bro. So
No, he's not. Just wait. He's not
I've
going.
got a whiteboard with magnets from the 70s. So unfortunately, not all the teams existed in the 70s. So I've got some hockey teams to fill it in, like the Raptors or the Maple Leafs, because But yeah.
Oh man, yeah, this is great.
He's got
Here,
the Pittsburgh Penguins on here. Like
yeah, the
what?
Penguins are the Pelicans because it's the closest bird I could find. But yeah, let me put this in front of the screen here.
Let me see if we can get the.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that. I'm sorry. Do you have a Memphis Boston finals?
That is correct, sir.
What? Hey, that would be interesting, actually. That would definitely be interesting.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I got Grizzlies Celtics with the Grizzlies taking it all.
You know, Robert,
I have
my-
been saying that all year, and I am ready to finally be proven correct.
I mean, you weren't saying it as loudly when the Celtics were, ninth in the play-in tournament standings in December.
Oh, the Celtics, I definitely did not have all season. I meant Memphis. Memphis, I have had winning the championship all season long, but the Celtics, I thought that they were going to be dog shit. Like, I thought that they were going to be terrible.
Oh, dude, I can't believe the turnaround story that Boston's been. Just like
For
if you
sure.
if you look at, like at one point people were asking, do we gotta like split these guys up? Like, do we gotta split up Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown? And now they're among the top players in the league and one of the best defensive team since the new
Yeah.
year. King,
Yeah.
what about them Boston Celtics are so good, man?
Oh, what'd you say?
What's so good about them Boston Celtics? What makes them so special?
It's that tandem, man. It's the tandem. Tatum, Brown, that duo there is something that I'm hoping we can get out of Saddiq Bey and K with the effect that those two players have. And it's not just their ability to score, but you said it, their ability to also defend, their ability to create for their teammates, the gravity that they require. It often, the funny thing is when is when teams just play them straight up. You know what I mean? It's just like, what are you gonna do when you have two players of that dynamic magnitude? And that's what gets me excited for our Pistons. I know we're talking, these playoffs, but those Celtics, man, like I do envy that. I hope that they can get a little bit more strong, in the middle, but you can't go wrong with their top two players.
Yeah, a year ago I was at about a point where I was willing to give up a kidney in order to get a guy like Jason Tatum on my team. So like
For
the
sure.
fact that both of my kidneys are in place and we have Cade Cunningham, I count my blessings each and every day because I was about 2 years away from like selling my soul borderline just to get something to happen in Detroit. But all right, Robert.
I'm on here right now. I'm taking care of some stuff right now.
Oh, you're good, man. You're
I was going to
good.
say,
You're getting your bracket ready? Okay.
I'm getting it taken care of.
there
Hey,
we
while
go.
you do that, let me show mine to the class because I'm feeling pretty good about where my bracket's at.
Here we go.
It's not letting me actually pick the winner on here. But
Wait.
man.
Let me see if I need to look at this with the shades on or not. Okay, it's looking like a pretty nice bracket.
This is a good bracket. I'm proud of this bracket. So first of all,
shades on for this one.
Yeah, shades on for this one. That's a good thing. I take that as a seal of approval. Yeah, that's a seal of approval if there ever is one. But I got the Phoenix Suns going to the finals. I have Memphis. Unlike Robert, I don't have them getting to the finals. I also don't have them getting to the conference finals. I have them losing to Golden State.
Oh,
it's
boy.
my guy King.
Hey.
Now it's a party. Now it's a party.
Hey King, bro, can you spare me some hair, bro?
Hey, I got plenty of it, man. I got you. I'm gonna cut a few, put them right across the front.
There we go.
Oh my gosh. King, I'm just running through my playoff bracket real quick. You should fill one out while we're at it.
Man, get it in.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me
Yeah,
see.
get on the NBA pick'em.
Hold on.
Everyone that's watching, I want you to submit your brackets to Twitter and send it at Sean Halfcourt or at Woodward Pistons. We want to see all of your brackets, and there just might be a prize for whoever has the best one.
Oh yeah, and let everyone in the comments let these guys know why my bracket is correct and theirs is wrong.
Yeah, you might get no. Y'all can't have it.
I don't think it's gonna happen, Robert. Yeah, he's got that Woodward Sports shades. He's got Lucky the Bear. Kool-Aid's got that swag on fleet. King, what shirt you wearing?
Man, you want to hear? I told Sean earlier, like, yo, this was what I was looking forward to, man. At the end of the day, you work hard, y'all bleeding, sweating, crying, all of that, man. But hey, you can just chill with the homies, man. Talk some sports.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Not sure whose mic needs to be muted. I think there's some chatter in the back.
Yeah, I think it's me.
Okay, you're good. But with that, I also got I got Golden State losing the Western Conference Finals. I have Brooklyn losing in the first round to Boston in 7. I just think Boston's too good. I think Brooklyn, they're going to struggle defensively. Did you guys hear Ben Simmons might come back in game 4? So, like, let me get this straight. You want to welcome Ben Simmons, the guy who mentally struggles the most out of any guy in the league, and you want to bring him back in the playoffs? In the Garden? You want to bring him back in Boston?
It's definitely a move.
That's one way to do it, man. Oh my gosh. No, but I have Phoenix and Milwaukee in the finals, and I have the Phoenix Suns beating the Bucks in 6.
So
Devin
you went
Booker.
with the most obvious and basic bracket possible, huh?
I went with the right bracket. I went
Let me
with
see
the
your
right
again,
bracket.
though, man.
I just love throwing shade.
The Phoenix Suns are winning the championship, bro. I'm sorry.
Here. Put your bracket back again, yo.
Oh yeah. Hang on.
Hey, hold on. Yeah, hold on.
Yeah. Let me see yours, Rob. Let me see yours too.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So here's Roberts. Let's show it to the class. He's got his whiteboard out, ready to go. And this guy, he has so Robert, what's your hottest take you would say on this whiteboard?
I mean, probably the Grizzlies winning a freaking championship. I think that's probably a pretty safe bet.
Yeah, a pretty safe bet. Yeah.
That's probably my most extreme opinion on here. I would love to put the Miami Heat in the finals. As you know, I love the Heat, but that's just simply not in the cards for them this year, unfortunately. So I think it's going to be the Celtics.
Yeah, no, you don't lie. I think that makes sense. I'm trying to figure out how I could. Yeah, there you go. Show the way.
Oh yeah, hang on. I got you.
Yeah, there we go. Yep. So that's it right there. You got the Hawks moving on. You got that's a pretty safe bracket. The Western Conference, on the other hand, that's a whole other conversation. But I like where your head's at.
I got a little Suns Grizzlies for the conference final there.
Yeah, we got our guy Downtown Deuce in the building. Deuce, what's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up, my guys? How y'all feeling?
Doing good, man. It's playoff time. It's playoff season. It's Troy Weaver season. There's a lot to talk about, man. Real quick, let me share my bracket one more time.
Too, man.
Kool-Aid season. Let's go.
Freaking Kool-Aid season, baby. It's Kool-Aid's world. We're just living in it. But yeah, no,
look,
I got
y'all gotta help me out with 2 brackets. But Sean, let's see yours first. Y'all gotta help me out with 2 picks.
Yeah, so here's my bracket. I have Phoenix and Milwaukee ending up in the NBA Finals. I have Brooklyn out in the first round in 7. I have the 76ers losing in the conference semis in 6. I have Milwaukee rolling over Miami in 5 because Giannis makes them there all the time. And then I have the
I resent that.
Am I wrong?
No, but I still hate you for it.
And then in the West, I mean, it's Phoenix. And I got Phoenix winning it all because I think
Sean,
Devin Booker.
Not slick, man.
What's that?
You're not slick. Why are you gonna put the ball guy in the middle, bro?
I didn't do that. That was destiny. That was destiny. That was destiny. You know what that is?
Terrible.
I think StreamYard senses the bald one and then just puts them in the middle every time. Whatever there's that kind of lineup.
It's out of control.
Whenever, man, it just does it.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, look, I got the Phoenix Suns winning it all.
Yeah, I need your
help.
What's up,
Kool-Aid?
Listen, I think the Nets are going to cause havoc. I really do. I really do. I think they're going to cause some havoc, man. The Nets and Milwaukee to get to the finals, man. To get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Am I making too much of this? Is that one just Milwaukee is just going to steamroll them, or does KD, Kyrie, and that surge that they've been on lately, does that cause some troubles, man? I need some help making this pick.
Well, who's defending? Well, first of all, let's say they get to face Milwaukee. Who the hell's stopping Giannis? Or who's even slowing him down?
Stopping KD.
Yeah, I mean, they're more likely to stop KD than anyone's to stop Giannis, and that's crazy to say.
I ain't seen it yet. They're just kind of.
I would say this.
Strong.
Look, I would say this. I've seen Giannis get slowed down enough for Milwaukee to repeatedly get beaten in the playoffs, but I haven't seen that from Kevin Durant.
Because the Nets not supposed to be at that seeding. That we know. They should
Yeah.
realistically
you're
be
right.
meeting in the final, in the Eastern Conference Finals, my opinion. But
It comes down to what Ben Simmons they get, though. You know what I mean?
Oh, if he comes back, then sheesh.
Reports say
I don't know. If he comes back, I feel like that makes them worse.
Reports say he could be back as soon as Game 4, which is insane.
You're right, man. It depends on what Ben Simmons they get back. If he's trying to be a team player, if he's trying to actually put forth that all-league defensive talent that he has, then yeah, if he comes in and he just focuses literally on passing and defense, his two greatest, playmaking and defense, his two greatest skill sets.
I think he needs to be a spot-up shooter. I think you just need to put him in the corner. Ben Simmons threes the entire game.
The whole
game. If it wasn't for the fact that they're playing the Celtics right away, I would have probably put them a lot farther. Like if they were playing the Bulls specifically, or even the Bucks, honestly, in the first round. Like
the Celtics is a tough matchup.
Celtics is such a tough first matchup. Like I would probably have. Honestly, either of these two were going to make it to the finals for me, and it just happens to be the Celtics. But if it wasn't for that, then I'd probably have the Nets maybe all the way. It's just tough.
Milwaukee at all, though, Robert?
Not really. Milwaukee, I feel like, I don't know. Part of me is, part of me isn't. I in comparison to the Nets, not really. I mean, defensively, sure, but I mean, when you have Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, I just feel like that's just.
It should be enough. We didn't get to see that last year. Deuce.
Sure.
Deuce, I want to know.
Although they were still like just a short piece of shoe away from winning, so.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
You guys said what? Milwaukee or the Nets?
Nets. If I had to choose between those two, Nets.
I'm going Milwaukee. What about you, Deuce?
So Milwaukee Nets, to me, I got two questions. My first question is, who is going to be that third guy for the Nets? We know about KD. We know about Kyrie. Who is going to step up and be that third guy? Is it going to be Bruce Brown?
No. I can tell you no.
Question is,
I can tell you will not be Bruce Brown.
It's right. And so my second question is the X factor for me is going to be Drew Holiday. Because nobody's stopping KD. You know that. But can Drew Holiday somewhat make it difficult for Kyrie Irving?
Can he at least slow him down?
I think that's going to be the difference in the series.
That's
going
to
be the difference for me in the series.
Nobody's stopping Ramadan Kyrie.
It's true. It's true. Ramadan Kyrie is a different beast, bro.
Yo, he different.
Y'all terrible,
KD
man. Just
is different, man. We've seen KD stare down LeBron and make the big shots, man. Like I don't know. That's a tough for me. I'm leaning towards Milwaukee. I think Sean and Deuce made some good points, but King is over there being silent, man.
Hey, I'm putting it in. I'm getting ready to send it to Sean right now.
You're sending me the bracket right now? Oh shoot.
Yep.
Oh shoot.
What is it, King? Brooklyn or Milwaukee?
Biased.
Yo, please pick someone
Brooklyn
real weird.
I picked Brooklyn going to the finals from the beginning.
Winning it all?
As soon as they made that trade, I picked.
Bro, where's Lexi? It's for
Wait, as soon as they traded away James Harden, you said finals?
Yes. I know. Yeah, I automatically said finals just because of what they received on the other end of the deal.
Oh boy.
Now here's the thing: is Williams playing for Boston?
That's a good question. I haven't heard. I don't think he's going to be available in the first round.
He might come. Yeah, he might come back mid-series. They said possibly.
Yeah,
if they can get through Boston,
but even then, what percentage are you getting though? That's the other question. Yeah, no, it's interesting. Yeah. It's very interesting.
What is Brooklyn scoring off the bench?
They have Patty Mills and maybe Seth Curry because he's injured. So like, if Seth Curry's there, that's good. But like, but that's the thing, man. They just don't have a very. They don't have.
That's the only thing I worry about is just their depth.
No, if they get through Boston, I don't see them getting through Milwaukee with no bench.
Two of the most important things in a championship run.
Hey King, you just sent me a link to fill out the bracket. Can you send me an You send me the bracket,
Yeah.
you filled out. You could even just take a screenshot of the one you did, and if you just send it to me on Twitter, I can share it on the screen.
All right, listen, guys.
All right, I'm ready, Kool-Aid.
I got Phoenix winning the whole thing, but you have
There
to
we
hear
go.
this.
There we go, Kool-Aid.
No, we got to get Devin Booker and Ayton to
Mm.
Detroit over the next 2 years. That's why. Get them their ring. Get the Suns happy. We've done this before, man. We've made this plea. Get
Man,
Devin
I
Booker
want that
to
so
Detroit.
bad. Oh,
Get Ayton over here
Man,
this
oh my
summer.
God.
Devin Booker, watch Ayton thrive with Cade Cunningham, and just go, I want to join that. That's
Yep.
exactly
bro,
what's going to happen.
I
Yep.
wish, man, like
That's it.
a guy from our home Grand Rapids. Like, are you kidding me? Oh,
Bring
You know
him
how many
home.
people-
And he's been
you know-
teasing too.
You know how
Been
many
wearing the
people around the
jersey.
country are migrating from Phoenix to Detroit nowadays? Astronomical. People say, too warm. I want Detroit.
Hey, I want all 4 seasons. Give me the snow.
yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. No, I think it's gonna be interesting. But King, yeah, definitely send me that. What about you, Deuce? Who's your favorite to win it all? If you had to pick your personal favorite, who are you looking at the top of the league?
That's tough, man.
It is. It's been.
I hate to say it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna have a rematch of last year. I think we're gonna get Phoenix, Milwaukee again.
Mm-hmm.
As far as who's gonna win it, Milwaukee has the championship pedigree. They got the championship pedigree. Phoenix could very well win it. They could very well win it. But I think Milwaukee,
Deuce is a Devin Booker.
they're just a different animal to me. They're just Giannis is playing as if he just came into the league.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know
Yeah.
what? You know what?
I don't know, man.
Devin
Something
Booker-
just tells me that Milwaukee's gonna win it again. I got Milwaukee again.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
That's the
blame you,
logical
man.
thing. Mine is literally just emotional. So you're
Yeah.
probably right.
Mine
I got
is,
them moving the
mine's
finals
something.
too.
Yeah, Roberts is just analytics.
Just pure analytics. That's right.
Yeah. No,
I can
emotion
respect that.
whatsoever.
Yo, track that, please. Like seriously, track that. I want to see how that
Absolutely.
plays out.
I'll
that's-
let you know right now. It won't play out well. But anyway, no,
For anyone that followed our, Sean and I had a bet all season long.
we did.
That was the stupidest back and forth ever. We bet. I bet that the Lakers would do better than the Nets this season, and he bet the opposite, obviously. And it was a lot closer than it should have been in the worst way possible.
So I used to reference on podcasts that I had people telling me, "What are you talking about, Sean? The Lakers are going to go to the finals. LeBron and Russell Westbrook. It's going to be dangerous." Those people were Robert and his brother. That's so if you need a face to it now. And so throughout the
Brutal.
entire season, I just go,
Hilarious.
Robert, are you ready to concede? Are you ready to concede?
I held
this-
on to the last possible second until they were for sure eliminated.
This poor bastard just hung on to dear life. But
Yo, I think we lost King.
Oh no, it's okay. King, he's just got his camera off. He's probably doing something. He'll be
Oh,
back.
gotcha.
But while he's gone, I think we should start getting into some topics of the show, shall we? I'm thinking I want to start first with this. This was some reporting that came out over the weekend. One of the most key free agents this season, Miles Bridges. Reports suggest that that Miles Bridges is expected to command a max contract that could be up to 5 years, $173 million this summer. So Miles Bridges, obviously one of the guys that will be in restricted free agency, probably the most coveted piece of Pistons fans. But Kool-Aid,
Yes, sir.
why would we want to sign that when we could just bring back Jeremy Grant for 4 years, 112? Doesn't Jeremy Grant all of a sudden, for the price that you'd be bringing him in and for the role that he plays, doesn't that honestly make the grass look greener when it comes to keeping Jeremy Grant?
It does. It does, man. I've been thinking about this all day because is Miles Bridges the player that we want? Yeah. We talk about Devin Booker and this feel good story of coming home. Like, we have a lot of good players that can come home and be really good, and we know that they're not opposed to coming here. Miles Bridges is somebody I want, but at that price, you have to stop and think: is he going to become something absolutely dynamic, even more so than he is today? Is he going to grow into that contract? Because those deals, you rarely get paid what you're worth today. You get paid what they hope you're going to be, and then they hope that that contract becomes a deal on the back end of it. Well, we already know this. I know people don't want to give Jeremy Grant the money. Jeremy Grant's extension is going to be about $8 to $10 million a year less than what Miles Bridges would get on his deal. So, would you rather Jeremy Grant and another player, a talented player? We see what they've been able to do with $8 to $10 million a year. That's been those secondary centers, Plumlee's, Olenek. That's how they've been able to sign some of those guys that were like, yo, where'd they have that money from? That's what that type of money is. So I'm hoping that I don't know, man. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough thing. But I'm leaning towards Jeremy Grant and the cash, or Jeremy Grant being able to be traded as well. But Jeremy Grant and the cash to me is a little bit more attractive than just Miles.
Yeah, man. I mean,
it scares me to spend that kind of money on a player at the current stage of the rebuild, and on that kind of player, it's like, he's a great player, don't get me wrong, but if I'm going to spend that kind of money, if I'm handing out a max contract, it better be a guy who's going to bring Detroit to the next step. And I just don't know that that's it.
I mean, look at Philadelphia. They have one of our guys, a guy that we had talked about paying at one point, Tobias Harris, and he currently has a max contract in Philly that I would argue is one of the worst max contracts in the entire league. You love Tobias Harris.
Agreed.
You do. Like, he's a good player. It's not that he's not a good player, but is he a max level guy? No. He's not lived up to that contract, I would argue. Yeah. So I would just say that point. Yeah. So like when you're looking at guys that like you want to give max dollars to, that's the kind of guy like Miles Bridges. You love him. He can play, Flint guy, but $173 million over 5 years. King, why the hell would I want to break out the checkbook so early? I haven't even got dessert yet. We just ordered our drinks. I don't got to give a tip yet. Like, I didn't even order food off the menu.
Well, like I said, man, when you look at the interview that, Troy Weaver gave, they're going to be aggressive if it's the right guy. If it's his guy, he's going to do that. But I don't think we're just going to go throw the checkbook at somebody for no reason. I'm confident in that.
Yeah, I am too. If there's a reality that Miles Bridges does become a Piston and he does sign that max contract, then that means that Troy Weaver believes that he can come into this system and he could probably even be better than what we've seen already. So the odds of that happening, I don't see it happening solely because Charlotte, he's such a big part of what they're doing. And I also don't think that's what Troy Weaver is going to want to do. I think the other thing that you got to consider, or just like a sidebar, what the hell's going on in Charlotte? Like, second year in a row, they get their asses kicked in the play-in game. They literally lost by 2 less points than last year.
Right.
So that was their progress. They went from losing by 31 in the play-in game to losing by 29. Congratulations, Charlotte. You're building. You did it.
They're built to look cute at times. That's what they're built. They're not built to win, man. Like I said, it's all enjoyable. You got LaMelo having his cute passes and his 30-point games here and there, and Bridges dunking and yelling at people. It's all cute. It's all good for show, man. But I mean, come on, like I say all the time, when it comes to playoff situations, man, it's an entire different league.
Yeah, absolutely, man. There's levels to this. And I think the difference between a guy like LaMelo and Cade Cunningham is that I think LaMelo isn't always looking to make the right basketball play. I think sometimes he's looking to make the coolest play. And, I mean, don't get me wrong. He could be a hound on the defensive end. He can do some things here and there. But in my opinion, if I'm a Charlotte fan, I don't see the momentum. The only thing that gives me optimism is that LaMelo made All-Star this year. But, like, that didn't change anything.
Yeah, certainly like some of their momentum has stalled out a little bit in the rebuild, and they're gonna have to kind of figure that out and reevaluate at this point.
Yeah,
I still
Gordon
think that they
Hayward.
have a good, bright future on some level, but I think that it's a time that they can kind of reassess and go, okay, this is where we're at in the rebuild. Clearly, these are things that are a real issue, and they're
Mhm.
going to be able to adjust from there because they should have a decent amount of money to spend,
Yeah.
to where they can probably go, figure it out. I
Yeah.
was just seeing in the comments someone talking about us trading for Cam Reddish and Duncan Robinson. First of all, no, but also like, what would we
God,
trade?
no.
So I'm like, what are we talking about? Like, not to be disrespectful, but I'm just like, nah, sorry.
No, I'll be disrespectful. God, no. I'm kidding.
Hey, you know what,
No,
Sean? No, I was just gonna
No,
say,
thanks.
Sean. Listen, you know it is. I think we may have a fan of Miles Bridges though, because there was a tweet a long time ago, even though it got deleted. There's a tweet a long time ago by somebody we all know, and Miles Bridges was the topic, and Twitter exploded. So,
I think I know this certain friend that you might be talking about. This,
yeah,
oh boy.
This trainer
yeah.
that his name sounds like Adam or Ashton or that guy. Yeah. Okay, Ashton, we love you, man. Shout out to you, bro. We definitely got to have you back on the show soon. But anyway, yeah, that's going to be a different thing. But King, you touched on the next thing I wanted to talk about, and it is that, ladies and gentlemen, this is the topic of the show. It is, as a matter of fact, Troy Weaver season. And Troy Weaver season means we're about to see some Game of Thrones going on in the Pistons front office and just through the roster as a whole. We are going to see guys that we all admire or guys that we like will not be back on the roster next year because the way that this league goes, it's about to get real. And so with that, I want to start by asking, how aggressive do you think this team's going to be in the offseason? Are you thinking drastic? Are you thinking that are you thinking that we're going to see some moves that we don't expect? And what's a guy that you think we should keep on our radar? What do you think Pistons fans should keep on their radar this summer?
I don't think they're going to be too aggressive, even though, he said that they're going to do their due, which is something that he always does. In the same breath, he also said that, good Lord, he also said, Corey, he also said that he's not going to go out, and we're not at that stage yet. We're not at that stage in this build. You know what? Y'all terrible. That's terrible. But he said
Wow.
we're not. He like I said, we're not at that stage yet where I think we go and get the veteran to propel us to conference championship type of grounds. We're going to go and make some moves that's going to help this team get better. He's going to bring the right guys in to help the development of what we do have right now. Like I said, I just don't think it's going to be something drastic.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. I agree completely. Like, when I look at the team, I'm like, okay, we just got Cade Cunningham. We're likely to get another top draft pick at this point. So you see what we get in the draft, and now you've got two young studs at that point, and still working on some of our other, guys that we have in the system. And then at that point, see what free agents are out there, maybe pick up a guy or two that can help out. But yeah, we're not ready to make that push yet until after this draft, I would say. And after probably a full season, with that rookie and stuff like that, and, see where we're at from there. So
I think it's kind of interesting though, because like with these rookies, like it's kind of like the hardest part of like cashing in is like knowing when it's the right time. And if there's any team that like I can make the argument that like might not know if Detroit, like they look at like what Cade did this past season and like how he developed as like the second half of the season go on. Does that not like make you at least rethink it a little bit and wonder if your timeline's going to get sped up a little bit because Cade started exceeding expectations as soon as he did? Because that is another part of the equation. We don't know if Weaver's looking at Cade and like licking his lips going like, what if we bring another guy in here? Like, what can we do? I mean, we're going to be a playing team next year. Like, I'm not getting
I feel like we're right on track,
high.
not so much ahead of schedule. I think we're right on track, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I just don't want to rush into another, like Blake Griffin situation where it's like, oh, let's just cash in now and let's try to do it now. And it's like, well, that worked out really great. So
Yeah,
But it's
and that's
the
one thing that
details.
Troy.
No, go ahead, Deuce. My bad.
Yeah, I was just
Okay,
gonna say that's
okay.
one thing. That's that's one thing that Troy Weaver was saying in his exit interview is that we're gonna do this organically. We're not gonna, in his words, milli vanilli this thing.
yes,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Here today,
We're not gonna be a
gone
flash
tomorrow.
in the
He's gonna
pan.
yes.
There you go, King. He's going to build it slow and steady, so that way it can last for a long time. So I think
And
we're right on
that's
schedule.
And that's where
Yeah.
I was going to Deuce's point, man. He brung up, some of the other teams that did it right, which is something we brung up way before then. The Phoenix Suns, when he was in OKC, Golden State, these teams, it took some years and they built it correctly, and that made it sustainable. So that's the route. That's why I said, even though he said they're going to be aggressive, I don't think he meant that they're going to go out and look for that dude yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's like one of those things, or moral of the story, like, hey, this is exciting, but temper your expectations on what aggressive means. They might in free agency, they might be aggressive like they haven't before, in the sense that they might actually look to add in free agency to get better, but that doesn't mean that we're going to be aggressive and like we're going to go pull a Phoenix and get a Chris Paul type. You know what I mean?
I think it's similar actually kind of to the Tigers in a way of sort of see what's out there, and they're not going to go crazy and go like, oh, let's go give $1 zillion to Carlos Correa or whatever. But if you can get Javi Baez for a decent price, I mean, why not? So I think it's kind of, we're more in that stage a little bit of, they're not going to go crazy, but if a guy's there and he's at the right price, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Tigers have been fun to watch, by the way, but that's for another 313 report. We got to bring Chris Castellani on here at some point and get that guy's opinions.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, but anyway, I do, while we're waiting for Kool-Aid to hop back in here, I do want to look at Deuce's bracket because he did send it over to me. So, first of all,
none of y'all got my Heat in the final.
No, he's got Bucks in 7. He's got Phoenix, Milwaukee final. He's got the Grit. Hey, he does have Grizzlies beating Golden State though.
Hey, look at that. All right, I'll take that.
Yep.
Boston in 6. I like that. Milwaukee in 5. You're being nice to the Bulls, which is nice of you. I
appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot.
I think they're gonna get up real bad.
Had to give him a game.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be that is gonna be the most other than the Phoenix series, it's gonna be the most lopsided series of the playoffs. Like, it is gonna be like Giannis is just gonna like kick the living out of Vucevic, like just stomping on his
rude, man.
Who's gonna it's gonna be tough.
Oh yeah, like we might see Billy Donovan for the Bulls. We might see that man cry by the end of the night. I mean, that's what it's gonna look like.
You leave the Bulls alone.
I like the Bulls.
I like the Bulls, and it's really cool to see them back in the playoffs, and I hope that they can figure it out next year when everyone's healthy and stuff like that, and who knows what they're going to do as far as trades. Maybe they'll let go of Patrick Williams, stuff like that. But yeah, man, they are going to get trampled, and it's unfortunate is what it is.
There is another part of your bracket I really like, Deuce, and I just now noticed it. You have Toronto beating Philly in 7 in that first round.
Wait, does he really?
He's got the Raptors winning in 7, which is not invalid, because when they played last week, Toronto kind of kicked their crap in. And no Matisse Thybulle when they play in the 6.
There you go.
That's going to be a big loss for them.
That's going to be the key.
That's going to be a big loss for them, man.
Can you imagine it's Raptors and Hawks in the in this,
God, Robert, you're freaking whiteboard, dude. You got a Calgary. Who are the Calgary Flames? Are they the Miami Heat?
Yeah, that's the Miami Heat, because I didn't have a Heat magnet. These magnets are from the 70s, so like half the teams don't exist. So yeah, we got Calgary as the Heat. The Raptors are the Toronto Maple Leafs, because and then I got the Grizzlies are the Vancouver Canucks, because they used to be in Vancouver, so it's
that makes sense.
Enough. And then I got the Minnesota North Stars are the Minnesota Timberwolves. So and over there I got the Penguins are the Penguins, and we even got some fun stuff in here like the New Jersey Nets, the San Diego Clippers.
I like that.
It's good stuff.
I found this guy in an alley, by
like
the
the
way. If you're wondering where I
the
found
creativity.
Robert,
Hey,
I
thanks. I
stumbled
appreciate
upon him.
that. I appreciate that.
I stumbled upon him in an alley, and I picked him up, and I was like, "All right, come on, let's go."
Yeah,
And then I was the best man at his wedding, and then it was happy ever after. No, but yeah, man, he's the dude. But no, I like your bracket, Deuce. I like where your head's at. And King, when you want to get yours over, let me know. We are waiting.
I want to see
our
Kings. Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
King.
I do too. I'm
King.
really interested to see what's going on here.
Yeah, because King's got nets all the way.
Listen,
Oh,
man,
for sure.
listen. I got the bracket. It's done. I'm trying to download it. Won't let me do it for some
Or you
reason.
could just take a screenshot and just send me the screenshot.
But it's not working either, Sean. It's not big enough.
How, Sway? How?
You ain't got the answer, Sway. You ain't got the answer, Sway. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
All right.
no.
All right. How about
Let's see what's
this?
going on in the chat here a second. Let's see what we got.
How about this? You know what we could do? Let me refresh my bracket. King, we're gonna fill out yours together.
We'll do it
We're
live.
gonna go.
There
We're
we
gonna
go.
go series by
There we go.
series. I want your predictions. Does that sound good?
There we go.
While we wait
That's
for
that's
Kool-Aid,
all solid. That's solid by me.
while
Let's
we
do
wait
it.
for Kool-Aid to come back, we're gonna do. Ladies and gentlemen, King, you can even clip this for your channel if you want. I want to welcome you to the official Selection Sunday special for everything King. This will be King's. Okay, anyway, with that,
Right.
we're gonna start in the Western Conference. King, Phoenix Clippers. Who you got?
Phoenix,
right.
Phoenix in 5.
Phoenix and 5. All right, I like it.
How many?
Yeah, and 5. Phoenix and 5. I like
That's
that.
fair.
All right, Dallas, Utah. Now, here's the thing about this series. Luka Doncic, 82nd game of the season. These dumb mother played him, and he strained his calf.
Dallas in 6.
You still got Dallas.
Hey, I got Dallas too, baby. Let's go.
Okay, I like it. All right,
They got
Golden
good
State,
defense.
Denver.
Golden State in 7.
And 7. I like it.
7.
Yeah, got to give respect to Jokic. He's unstoppable. He might be the least solvable puzzle in the league as far as how exactly you solve him.
That's true.
Grizzlies, Timberwolves. You're thinking on this one?
Grizzlies in 6. Have you seen the score?
Have I seen the score?
Okay, yep.
The score. What are you talking about?
I'm talking to somebody else. Go ahead, Sean.
Oh, that's fair. Okay. And then we got Phoenix, Dallas. Kings perplexed on this one.
Where are we at? Oh, the
Yeah,
Dallas
Phoenix,
and the
Dallas. Phoenix, Dallas.
Yo, pick Dallas. Be stupid.
If he's going for the win, it's a bold strategy. Who you got, King? He's got to think about it. You want to come back to that one? All right, let's go to the Eastern Conference.
Please go pick Dallas, baby. Please.
Okay.
This is great. This is good television. I love this. All right, we got Miami, Atlanta. Who? Miami. Yeah, I mean it's going to be either Atlanta
Thank
or
you,
Cleveland.
King.
It's going to be Atlanta. All right, how many games? 5,
6.
6. Okay, we'll give them 2 games. That's respect. I like that.
Seems a bit
Philly,
much, but
Toronto.
Toronto.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, all right.
How many games? How many games are getting it done in, King?
They're gonna do it in 7 again.
They're gonna do it in 7. I like.
gonna
I like
it's
this.
gonna
I
have
like
to be
this
7.
radio voice you got. You're like,
My
"They're gonna
guy.
do it at 7."
Yeah.
No, listen, my wife is on the call, so I gotta whisper right quick.
I respect it. All right, Milwaukee, Chicago.
Milwaukee, of course.
Okay.
How many games? We give Chicago a game?
No,
Okay.
no.
How dare you? That's so rude.
Oh yeah.
That's
all right,
so
and then we got-
disrespectful.
You said Brooklyn all the way, right? So Brooklyn's
Yes,
winning
all
this
right.
one. How many games are getting it
I'm
done?
looking at
7-game series.
7-game series. I like it. This shit sounds like we're at the Masters. I
It's
love
Doran.
it. It's like
Doran, I'll check it.
Rory McIlroy is about to get up and
Hello,
shot, and it's the green. Okay. Anyway, we got. All right. Now let's go. Now that we did the Eastern Conference, that gives you plenty of time. Phoenix, Dallas. Who you got?
Was advised of the situation. This one, the payment was canceled.
Phoenix.
There we go. All right. How many games?
If he says
Not for
4.
sure, ma'am.
6.
All right. That's respectable. I'm glad it took you that much time to go with the favorite. King. I'm glad you deliberated.
He
that
gave him
long on
6
that.
though,
I
which
like
is a
it.
little.
And then-
We'll see.
All right. This one might be a little tougher. Golden State, Memphis. Who you got? Chef Curry or Ja?
Yes, it's
Golden State.
It's
Golden State. Okay. Sorry, Robert. You're the only one.
Boo.
All right. How many games they winning in, King?
7.
Kool-Aid is coming in hot.
Dude, Kool-Aid, you always come in hot. That's what I love about it. We're filling out King's bracket while you're gone. So we got this on fleek. All right, we got
I'm gonna say 7.
It's
Experience.
showing on our end.
you're go who are you going with? Phoenix or Golden State?
There's no one else. There's no one else.
Phoenix.
To speak to in my
Oh, okay. How many games?
6.
6. Okay, I like it. All right, Miami, Toronto.
Miami in 5.
There's no
Miami
one.
and
Yeah, boy, let's
All right.
go.
All right. How many games Brooklyn winning in?
My name is Kenosha.
7 games.
7. I like it. We got Masters commentator King
I love
back
this
here,
so much.
ladies and gentlemen. All right.
Live from Augusta, folks.
Yep. All right. Brooklyn, how many games they beaten Miami in?
7 game series.
Thank
All
you.
right.
I
And then
appreciate
King.
that.
The finals. Who is everything Kings NBA champion for 2022?
Phoenix.
Phoenix. Let's
Boo!
go.
Y'all suck, bro.
How many games they won in?
How many
King?
though? How many?
I'm going Brooklyn at 7. I'm sorry.
Brooklyn at 7.
What?
This man hit us with the pump
What?
fake.
Yes.
He hit us with the pump
Oh,
fake.
King, bro.
I don't know about
Oh,
this one,
man, I was
King.
with you, man.
That you.
I
let
like
me get
it
I
though.
was with you, bro.
Let me get this straight. This Phoenix team
Yikes.
who only lost 5 times when Chris Paul was out of the lineup for 2 months. They're going to
I'm
lose
not
4 times?
understanding as to why you
The
were
reason-
told that you would have to
The
wait
reason why
5
I
to
said that
7
is because of
days.
Chris Paul. I don't think
I'm
he's going to
trying
stay
help
healthy.
you, and you can
Okay. I respect
I'm gonna really need him to do a full show like that.
Yeah, if we can,
You
if we
sound
can
like
get you
Drake.
a golf
You know, when
video
the sun
where you just
goes
talk
down,
like
we
that
gonna
the
like it.
entire time, we got
It's so
Tiger
good.
Woods out there in the game, working on his short game. He winds it up. This video is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. Be sure to subscribe. Oh my gosh. Okay.
No, you know who he sounds like? He sounds like Chubb. He sounds like Chubbs Matthews, Happy Gilmore. Don't worry about it. You're still in good shape. All you gotta do is tap it in. Just tap it in.
Just tap it in. Just tap it in. Miami and
So
Give it a little
good.
tapping.
Miami and
Tap,
5.
tap, tap. Ooh.
Oh my gosh. Well, now that we got Kool-Aid back somewhere, I know he's probably working on.
Somewhere.
I think he came in so hot that his green screen fell down. So I think he's I don't know if he's getting that fixed.
Shut up, man. I'll be back soon.
Oh, you're good, man. You're good, baby. While you're getting that situated, we'll move on to the third topic. We want to talk a little bit about Saddiq Bey, man, because
I
coming
just
in
found his
here.
rookie card in my stuff the other day.
Oh, you found his rookie card?
Yeah, I was going through a box of my sports cards, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. I got his rookie card. It's like in plastic and all that."
Yeah, man. But you know, it's I think Saddiq Bey talked about on his goals and expectations. For me, it's how great I can become. My ultimate goal is to bring a championship here and to be the best player that I can be. Saddiq Bey, who I think he exceeded a lot of expectations this season, especially with how rough his season started, just with the shooting woes and some of the struggles that he had. Now, I know we've talked about it quite a bit on this podcast, or on this show in general, just about what it's going to take for Saddiq to get over the top, because you know he he does have a lot of talent, and he has, in my opinion, the tools to become an all-star one day. But I think for him, you got to stop having these nights where you go 1 for 13 from the field. If it's not working from 3, stop shooting the 3. If you got to make adjustments in game, like I'm glad that he has the confidence to put it up and let it fly. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad he has that. But like the question is, what level can he get to? Because the efficiency thing is going to be key to his ceiling, in my opinion. What do you think, Deuce?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think year 3 is going to be the best Saddiq Bey we have seen. I believe year 1, he was kind of labeled as this 3-and-D guy, right?
Yep.
And then year 2, he's kind of trying to expand his game and say, okay, what can I be in this league? Which is why he struggled early and came on later. I think year 3 is the year we see consistency from Saddiq Bey. We're going to see, he may not have a 50-point game, but I see him having multiple 30-point games. I see him being much more efficient with his shooting, understanding who he is. I think the identity is going to be found this offseason going into year 3 for Saddiq Bey. We're going to see the best version we have seen so far. It's going to be scary.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Robert, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, the consistency and mid-game adjustments are going to be the biggest thing that we're going to look for in year 3. Like you said, it's just if it's not working, then he's going to have to find another way to contribute, throughout the game. And if he has a stretch of a few bad games, obviously, finding a way back on track, or like I said, just finding some sort of adjustment of, a way to contribute. But yeah, no, I've been really, really impressed because, I mean, at the beginning of the season, there was people calling for him to be sent down to the G League and stuff like that. And, here now, didn't he just hit some record for like most threes or something like that?
Yeah. He most threes by a Piston in a single season.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, it is working on some level. I mean, obviously, there's times where it looks ugly and he's just putting up a whole bunch of shots, but at least most of them are falling on some level, or it's working on some level. So
yeah,
I think that year 3. I hope to see that consistency because that's going to be the biggest factor. If he can find some sort of groove or have those adjustments, then we'll see what he can be as a player long term.
Yeah. And I mean, he's got the fundamentals. He's got the tools in his bag. I think the hardest thing, and again, it's like what we talk about with Cade so much. It's like, what do you do when you're not scoring, right? Because a lot of guys think that you come in and that your effect on winning is how many points you put up for the team. But in reality, it's the little things that you do in between. And luckily for Saddiq, he's a good defender. He's a good rebounder. He's an underrated passer. So like, even if he can like take his playmaking to the next level too, and distribute and help get other guys open shots, because that's the thing. A lot of defenses are going to swarm to Saddiq Bey because of his 3-point shooting. But if he can make the extra pass, know to find guys that are cutting to the rim, add that piece to his game and just make that be even bigger, he's going to be even more dangerous of an offensive weapon. And I think with the guys that we're going to be having coming up, and I'm intrigued to see lineups with Saddiq and Isaiah Livers on the court too, because it's almost like a pick your poison lineup with the 3-point shooters and the defense, because both of those guys can just really put it up, man. And I'm just excited. I feel like Isaiah Livers, I feel like his ceiling could be like what Saddiq was rookie year. And that's a thing that really excites me. Cause if Isaiah Livers can be like another Saddiq Bey type shooter,
sure,
that's a problem. That is a problem.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody expected Livers to have the impact he had from day one, because he was injured a big portion of the season already. So for him to come into the league off of an injury and to have an immediate impact, I don't think anybody expected that from him. So to have a full offseason with these guys and to understand where they like the ball, where they like to be timing wise, getting the ball in the right spots, that's going to make them very dangerous as far as spreading the floor, and they're really going to be dangerous from beyond the arc.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then you get to go add another piece in this draft, like whether imagine a lineup with Paolo and Saddiq on the court together with Cade Cunningham. Like there's certainly things with these guys in this draft class where it's just like the offensive and defensive possibilities are endless, man. So just the amount, I truly don't think people understand we're adding another top caliber piece to our team this offseason. It's just a matter of what it is. So we're about to get that much more talented, and that's the thing that's exciting. Now, I do see people asking the important
Yeah.
questions. Jerem Knows Sports asks, where do y'all see Kojo next year? Now,
Conveniently, King is missing.
now I do think
I was gonna say King has re-entered the chat.
That's right.
I will say, just analyzing where Corey can go, like it's interesting because he's a guy with as much experience that he has, I did see that the Pistons, that the Pistons locker room store in the arena did have some applications available. So I'm wondering if his experience will fit selling merchandise in the arena. If not,
That's
I know
so disrespectful.
I know the Motor City Cruise could look for some equipment people too if needed. No, in all seriousness, in all seriousness, Corey has a place in the league, but it's probably going to be on another bad team. Like it could be in Orlando.
Go to the Kings.
It could be Orlando. It could be Sacramento again. It could be, you know what I mean? Like I definitely think he still has a spot in this league because he's still like veterans like that, like are important to have in a locker room. It's just that I think Detroit, in my opinion, I think when there's smoke, there's fire. And I think how much we've heard about the Jalen Brunson rumors, I really think Detroit's going to go for it. The more I think about it, the more I really, because when we hear rumors like come up over and over again with Troy Weaver in the past, when there's been smoke, there's been fire. Like specifically with the Marvin Bagley thing. How long did we hear about Marvin Bagley? And then on deadline day,
by the way.
Yeah, which deadline day, sure as shit, who was on our team? Marvin Bagley. We've been hearing for months now that Jalen Brunson is someone that the team would like to go after. I just wonder, Deuce, what do you think of Jalen Brunson's game? And do you think he'd be a good fit on the Pistons?
This is a tough.
It's tough, man. Yeah,
I honestly have not. Yeah, I don't know if I've seen enough of him to be convinced yet. I just think about Detroit basketball. Detroit, our identity as a Detroit Pistons team, and one thing that we have always hung our head on is playing together in defense. And when you look at a Cade Cunningham, somebody who brings it defensively, and at his size, 6'7", I would just prefer to have somebody as a backcourt mate who has size. Even though Killian Hayes isn't great offensively yet, I love what the two of them bring together defensively in the backcourt. So I feel like that would kind of negate what we have in Cade by bringing in Jalen Brunson as the backcourt mate at 6'1", maybe. Offensively, he's shown this year that, he has progressed, but we haven't really seen much of a track record for him beyond this year of being a really great player consistently. So that's my other question mark. He has made strides this season, but I'm still not sold on Jalen Brunson yet. Maybe it's because I haven't seen enough of him yet, but he has played well with Luka off the ball and on the ball. So that means that he is able to, kind of work with Cade possibly if they're playing together. But I'm not sold yet. I just need to see more from Jalen Brunson personally.
Yeah, he is only 25, so he'd be another young piece we'd be bringing in. Kool-Aid, are you drinking? Are you drinking the Kool-Aid on Jalen Brunson?
You know what, man? Yeah. The more and more that we think about it, we talk about it, the more and more I look at it. I gotta side more with Deuce on this, man. Like I don't know. I'm not too sold on it. It seems like a type of misdirect player that you just hear all of a sudden brought up, and then it's definitely not the type of player that the Pistons trade for. It's like somebody completely different. Or that's been kind of Troy's MO. Who he signs is never who we hear. Who he trades for is never who we hear about.
I don't know about that though. We heard rumblings for months about Marvin Bagley. I mean, the really only misdirect we really saw was Patrick Williams in the draft.
Well, that's because there was an actual trade, like there was actual
framework put together.
Like there was a trade. Someone offered, like Sacramento offered Marvin Bagley for like some crazy deal, and the Pistons turned that down. You know what I mean? But yeah, I know that traditionally, or was there any other deals that we got any word of, anything prior with Troy Weaver, or did it just boom and everybody, the whole basketball world was just like, oh my gosh, this guy is amazing. Even with the Marvin Bagley trade, I know that what shocked more people there was how it came together. But I don't know, Jalen Brunson. I it's an intriguing player, but for the money, the fit, what it could do to the chemistry, I'm not 100% sold.
Yeah. No, 100%. King, what about you, man? I know this is to me, it's a very polarizing topic because I think some guys really like his game. You see the fit with how he plays with Luka Doncic in Dallas. I mean, like the fit's there, and then like the hope would be you'd probably want him to be like a Fred VanVleet type, right? I mean, that would be the hope. But King, do you see it?
Me personally, and by the way, I did hear you guys. Corey Joseph should be nowhere but on the end of the bench. Let's just make that known.
Hey, I said he
Selling
could work in the
elephant-
locker room store. I did say he could work in the concession stand.
Selling elephant ears at the Grand Rapids.
Right. So, here's the thing. My thing with Brunson, man, it's not just about the price tag. It's I'm not really a fan of going back to the smaller side in our backcourt. I like bigger backcourts now. That's just, to me, this league is just moved on from smaller backcourts, man. And he works with Luka. That's fine. I prefer more size. I want more size. I want somebody that's a little bit more solid on the defensive end.
You know what's interesting though, King? I think you could run lineups with Brunson, Hayes, and Cunningham on the court together. I think you could realistically run a lineup with, like, let's say you get like imagine a lineup of Cade, Brunson, Killian, Bagley, Jabari Smith Jr.
You're making this hard.
Tell me that doesn't sound fun.
No, it does. It does. Like I said, I mean, getting a guy in here that can put the basketball in the rim, that's the main goal. But Brunson is just he's not attractive to me for some reason.
He's not a sexy player.
No, he's just not what I want. He's not what I want next to Cade.
Yeah, and when I say sexy, I don't mean physical attraction. I'm sure there's a lot of women that find Jalen Brunson to be desirable as a partner. I'm not making those claims whatsoever. But
see, for me, man, it's that contract, man, and it goes back to Miles Bridges. What is Jalen Brunson going to command? And I believe that Troy Weaver can get comparable, comparable, not Jalen Brunson necessarily, but he can find a way to get that type of production through free agency or through trade, and that's one thing I'm going to continue to go back to is having a Troy Weaver here means I don't think we should be ever finding ourselves signing a Jalen Brunson type of player unless he absolutely believes this player will become a trade chip later or just that dynamic of a player that they outplay that contract. At this stage, I don't know, man.
You got to expect Troy Weaver to wheel and deal.
Yeah, and see, no, with the Troy Weaver situation, like I said, man, it was, Jeremy Grant, when he came here, and a lot of people didn't like his contract, in the beginning. So, like I said, I'm gonna put it this way. I believe in what Troy is doing. And if phone was ringing. No, but seriously, I believe in what he's doing, man. And if he wants to do that, then I trust it. I just trust it. I trust what he's doing.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's hard not to trust what he's doing.
Do we know what type of contract he's gonna be? Have there been like heavy reports of the extension numbers or anything like that?
There hasn't been anything yet that's been like, here's what if I had to guess, I would say he'd probably command around the ballpark of $20 million a year. I'd imagine he'd be like a 4-year, $80 million contract or 4-year, $64 million contract. If I had to guess, he's not going to be a guy that's going to I don't think he's going to get to the $100 million to territory, but he is a young guard that can play make and shoot the three. So that's going to garner interest from a lot of people. Robert, do you know a lot about Jalen Brunson? And
not a lot about him. I think that the way that I look at the deal, though, if we were to go through with that, he is a little bit undersized in defense, whatever. But I think that given the option between that and the more expensive option we talked about earlier, I feel like this seems more reasonable as far as the aggression we were talking about, going out and being aggressive and getting a guy, if he truly believes in him, I feel like the money could be right, and it doesn't sound like a deal that could cripple us or anything like that. So, and kind of like you pointed out, if we run those 3 guys, it could be really, really fun. So, I think that the risk is not terribly great. So, it's certainly an option. I've been seeing in the comments, I've been loosely paying attention that I'm seeing Colin Sexton brought up like a ton.
Y'all, listen.
I don't see that happening in any universe.
I don't see it happening, but also the question is, how much money does he think he's going to be worth too?
Oh yeah, that's
another one, man.
He's going to be a crippling, guy to sign for this franchise. Because like, if we were maybe a year or 2 out from where we're at right now, then maybe. But even then, it's like I don't know. With the draft coming up, it's like I don't know.
But yeah, are you talking about who? Jalen Brunson?
No, people were talking about Colin
Sexton.
Oh, Sexton. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
don't see it happening.
Overwhelmed by Colin Sexton. Like, just as a player, like, am I the only one that kind of just feels like he's just one of those guards that can go out and get you 20 points a game on a bad team, but like not really affect winning at all?
Well, that's a little disrespectful, but it's. I mean, listen.
But I mean, for real though, like how many? But it's like, it is one of the things. Like we do. Like there's a lot of guys in this league that can score like that level of points. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of guys in this league that can do it.
Sure.
But like there's levels to this at a certain point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's just another guy that I feel like the money would not be right for us, and I really feel like of the guys we brought up at this point, Brunson's probably the most. Risk versus reward, value, I think would probably be the best for the Pistons in our current situation. But kind of like King said, man, at this point, I really trust, Troy Weaver implicitly at this point. I have no reason not to, because all he's done is the right thing every step of the way, it seems like. So, if he likes him, okay, great. So,
yeah.
This is one question I do have. What is it on this team that you believe, with the makeup of this team, that you believe a Brunson would bring? Because that's where I pause. That's why I say I think there is a lot more risk than we're actually letting on.
I think
if you go out there and you make the wrong signing, that's going to set this team at this junction back. Even the same way as we say signing the Colin Sexton could, we got to think about where he fits. Why would we make that signing with the way the landscape of the draft? I swear to you, Troy Weaver can go and get a second round player.
Sure.
How are we talking about Isaiah Livers right now? Think about that. And so that's why I pause. I'm not just throwing $20 million a year to Jalen Brunson. Yeah. I don't think he's on the same level as Jeremy Grant.
I would agree with that.
Don't. And I don't. Yeah, well, you can run the lineups, but we could do that hypothetically with players that will command less money as well.
For sure.
Yeah,
I agree. What I would argue, my argument would be that I think with what I think he brings that other guys don't is, first of all, he brings offense to the backcourt. He brings another guy other than Cade Cunningham who can handle the ball and score the ball if need be. I would say he brings another threat and someone that we can stretch the floor with.
That was the biggest jug of water I've ever seen.
Hey, Kool-Aid don't mess around, man. Don't mess around, man.
Hey, look, man. I've been trying to stop weight lately, yo.
You gotta drink your water, man. You gotta respect it.
I'm in hooping shape again. Hey, dude, I'm back in hooping shape, bro.
Hey, man, I respect it. I'm not hating, but I just thought it was hilarious because all show, nothing, and then all of a sudden the world water.
Go back to the screens, bro. I got different water bottles each time, man.
Yeah, man.
I thought I was ridiculous with my giant half-gallon or whatever the hell this is of Jack Daniels, but
yeah, yours looks a little more hydrating than mine.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like it.
But here's one thing I think we all can agree on. This summer, we're rocking this energy.
Yeah.
Killian Hayes, you're not going anywhere. You are staying in Detroit. I could run that literally all freaking day, man. Oh my god! But he's staying in Detroit with Ash and the Trainer, man.
Yes.
Here's my. You know what? Let me speak on that right quick, because even in his exit interview, he said some key things that kind of makes me believe that he's bought in fully as a guard to what the Pistons are doing too, because Killian could easily just be like, you know what, man, I just want to be greedy. I want the ball in my hand somewhere. I want to, those young guys have that type of attitude. He specifically said that he's going to be working on shooting off the ball, and he believes that him and Cade plays well together. So if he can develop the shooting, the offense, then I don't think you have a problem with him and Cade Cunningham in your backcourt. Like I said, it's literally all banked on the offensive production that he's able to give us next season.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think so too. And that's what it would come down to, is if you just want to take that, because if you are looking at where Detroit would need to take a next step, I would argue one of the places would be, we just need more guys who can score, especially in the backcourt.
Yes.
Because, Cade Cunningham can get the ball in the basket, and Killian, he's gotten better at being more aggressive, but that's always just been the thing, is whoever we have starting that guy, alongside him, we just, Corey Joseph isn't going to light up gyms, as much as we joke about him, jokes aside, you need to make an upgrade at that position, in my opinion. So I would argue Jalen Brunson's probably one of the better upgrades you can make for the price that you would pay. But again, at any point, at a certain point, we're going to have to pay that price, right? So the question is, does Troy Weaver believe Jalen Brunson's that guy? Personally, I could see why he's attracted to the idea. If Troy makes the signing, I'm going to trust him, because I know he has a vision. I know he has a reason why. Because even things that we've doubted, even fans who might have doubted Killian Hayes before, you watch the way he played towards the end of the season, you saw the improvements that he made. It's like, all right, well, I could see the vision of what this guy could be if he gets there and if he gets better, right? So there's a lot of things that we might look at and question. Even a lot of people questioned the Jeremy Grant signing at first. Look how that turned out. A lot of people questioned the Trey Lyles signing at first. Look how that turned out. Kelly Olynyk, even people were like, what the is this? But there were points where he looked like one of the more reliable.
That dude is the bane of my existence.
Literally Robert's least favorite player in the NBA.
But
literally,
you gotta think about it though. We're not saying if Troy signs Jalen Brunson and you roll with it. Why? Because I trust the fact that Troy will clean up his own messes. So whether Jalen Brunson is the right player or not, that's not even my case. If we're going to talk about basketball, shoot, man, I play basketball. You know what I'm saying? He's a good player.
Yeah.
But there's so much more to it. And we could say, well, he's a good player at $20 million a year. But I believe that our great GM can find a player to fill a role for much less money. And that's what I'm saying. When you look at the makeup of this team, it's a weird team, man. It's like, we're looking at Saban Lee, we're looking at Killian Hayes, two guards that realistically need to take a step forward next year in the offensive department. And if they just marginally take that step forward, Jalen Brunson is an overpay. Even if you could say he could be a good player, that's not the question. We're sitting here talking about how do you field a team that does not have to max out the cap, so that when you have to start paying, potentially Jeremy Grant, Saddiq Bey, Isaiah Stewart, and those guys, you can still field the team and not have to make the same decisions that Joe Dumars had to make. He made decisions based on the fact that their cap space was non-existent, and they could not, but they should have. They could have. They should have gone to the extent to just max it out. Their players, their star players, Ben Wallace. They made financial decisions with Rip and with Chauncey and things of that nature. Those decisions crushed this franchise, and that's the only reason why I pause just a little bit when you're talking about just throwing $20 million at a Brunson, who I just feel like you can do a little bit better with that money going to other spots. And that's my only thing. Not that he can't be that player. If his number comes down a little bit, I'd be more comfortable personally. But
agreed, 100%.
And now, what if we go and get per se? What if we go ahead and per se go in the the draft route? You know what I'm saying? We go to the draft route. Right. I know a lot of people like Ivy. I'm not really too big on Ivy. I just don't.
But Ivy at $5 million or Brunson at $20 million.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if you feel like you can develop that medieval hitch shot, you know what I'm saying, to be consistent in the NFL, the NBA, then fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really a fan of Ivy. I feel like he's like a glorified, if Stanley Johnson and John Morant had a baby,
Oh, clipping out
Man.
his mouth.
No, but seriously, man. Like I said, you can look at the percentages and the stats, and be fooled. If you look at him on the court, he takes a lot of irresponsible shots. He does a lot of irresponsible things on the court. He's a shot chucker. You know what I'm saying? So he just is, man. And
Sorry,
like I said,
I got a backstory about that. Sorry.
And like I said, if we do decide to go the draft route, I would be fine with that if Troy wants to do that. But like I said, you gotta trust this guy and whoever it is, and to develop into what you want, man. If you don't want to go the free agency route.
Yeah.
Well, it's just tough, like in this position, like when you're a fan, especially of a team like the Detroit Pistons that have not been good in a long time, and you're just like itching for success, right? And you're just sort of, handling it with kid gloves in a way and sort of walking on eggshells. It's every little, tiny decision gets like, blown up, and it's tough because we've seen this franchise for years and years and years, just little decisions that screw us over, or, even big decisions that end up obviously not panning out. And so
all the decisions.
It's tough. Right. Well, and it's tough though, because I mean, there's franchises that make these gambles and they pay off, and next thing you know, they've won a championship or whatever. And then there's others that make similar gambles that don't pay off, and then they're stuck in purgatory for the next 5-10 years or whatever. So it's just super, super, super tough. And it's,
well, especially historically, we've gotten all those decisions wrong at almost every single turn for the past 15 years. It makes those decisions feel a little bit more, there's a little bit more weight and gravitas behind it, because you don't want to see that money, especially when this is the first time we have cap space and God knows how long. Literally,
right, exactly. That's another thing.
Yeah, before the Josh Smith wave and stretch, before the Blake Griffin buyout, I mean, it'll
be the same thing when the Lions finally start to kind of come around. Like once,
that won't happen, Robert.
Well, that's true. They'll never come around. Listen, I'm not invested. I'm a Bucks and a Raiders fan, so I don't care. But
that's a whole other conversation for a whole different.
But like for real though, like it's just Detroit sports, man. It is that thing of you're always worried at every turn. Like, God, I hope we make the right decision, because it's been so long since we've been good. And I trust Troy Weaver, because he hasn't screwed us yet. So similarly to I trust Steve Yzerman I would give my kidney for Steve Yzerman. That dude has never made a bad decision since he's been in Detroit, whether he was a player, whether he's the GM. I mean, oh my goodness. But yeah, it is different, obviously, for us as Pistons fans.
Yeah, no doubt. But the good thing is that these are good problems to have. Like now we're in a situation where talking about which talent we add, that's a good place to be in, because before, when our best young players were Luke Kennard and Svi, it's not a good time. That's how his name used to read to me. I just see Svi Mikhailuk, and I just see, I would just see.
Holy Lord!
That might not be the best thing to say.
What is wrong with y'all tonight? Y'all are horrible tonight, man.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me go pull up. Let's make up for it. Let's go pull up the career highlights for Svi.
Should I tell the story about how when you texted me that the Bulls had gotten Nikola Vucevic and that other guy, and I thought that the whole I sent him players, and I thought it was one dude's name. I was like, bro.
Yeah, he was like, who'd they trade for? And I said Nikola Vucevic, Al Farouk Aminu, but I forgot to put
that was one name.
Comma. So it was Nikola Vucevic, Al Farouk Aminu, and he was like, "That's a guy's name." I was like, no, those are two separate names. Those are two separate names. Oh my god,
I was dying.
Oh my gosh, no, but there's a lot of good things to come up. I saw someone ask, hope to hear from you guys on how off-season workouts are going. We are definitely going to want to hear from Pistons players, or just hear from Ashton in general, and so we are definitely going to be covering that. I know Cade as a camp that he's going to be doing this summer. I know that's something that's been talked about by Ashton on Twitter. And when that happens, Kool-Aid, myself, we're hoping to be in person covering the camp. So definitely that's definitely something we want to set up. So be in tune for talks on that. We're definitely going to want to have Ashton on the pod again as well. But we do have some good guests coming up. We got Cone, 3 Cone on Twitter is going to be joining us next week to talk Oklahoma City Thunder a little bit and how that could affect the Pistons and where we're going. We got James Edwards III is going to be joining from half court again in the next couple of weeks as well. And Kool-Aid, we got a whole lineup of guests and segments and 313 reports that we're planning out. We got the content is not slowing down, ladies and gentlemen.
Not at all, man.
It's
It's
up.
you know, well, as well as the WEAVER Pistons podcast too.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Rob Beard for all he's doing.
Yes.
Everybody's gonna get their turn as well in the hot seat. Ask Rob Beard some crazy questions and drum him up, man. The legend, man. He tries to play that down, but he's a legend.
He is a legend, man.
Every single time.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
It's a lot going on.
Yeah,
I know,
guys, a month from today is the draft lottery. 30 days from
Crazy.
today.
Hey, wait.
Oh man.
Wait.
Yeah,
But
we'll
before
be
that,
doing
we're
that
gonna
on World War
try and get
Pistons.
this stuff done, King, man. I talked to King about something. We got something interesting. We have
Yeah,
something very,
I
very
like
interesting.
that.
Yeah, we got some very interesting stuff coming. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. Be sure to follow my guy, Detroit Kool-Aid, on Twitter. Also be sure to follow and subscribe. Subscribe to World War Pistons, man. We're on YouTube, we're on Twitter. If you don't follow World War Pistons, then you. And also on top
Instagram.
of that,
What about that draft lottery though?
Oh, we got a month from today, man. We're going to be streaming live on World War Pistons. We're going to be streaming live on World War Sport. We're going to be all over the place, man.
I got all the stuff from the last draft party.
We're about to double down, man. We're about
Shout
to
out!
double down.
I got all of it. I'm bringing all of it back. I got the Pistons ball. I got the banner. I got Lucky. Hey,
Let's go.
Yeah, we got it rocking,
we
man.
created it all, man.
We're only gonna double down and go even crazier, man.
Hey, let's go. Who do we want? Is it Jabari?
I want Jabari.
That's my guy. Yeah.
Sean wants Chet.
My inner selfish child wants Chet, but I'm coming around to the idea on Jabari.
Yeah.
I like Jabari.
Number one.
I'm all in on Jabari. Jabari is my guy.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I'm currently digging into the film right now with the top 4, so I'm definitely on the Jabari train.
Yeah. Hey, on top of that, though, I'm not gonna lie, it would be enticing to see Paulo in a Pistons uniform. So there is a sick side of me that would be okay with it. I don't like that side, but that side does exist.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
any of those guys at the top, like what 4 or 5. I'm looking at it even deeper. I'm just like, you know what? This is a good draft. We said it before. We all said it before. We said, look, if they mess this thing up, they won a few more games they shouldn't have. You know, and now but at the end of it, they made up for it. They rested K. You know, they got what the tiebreaker, or they're better odds than OKC, I believe.
Yeah. Yes. Remember when we were winning too many games? Everyone was like, "The world is falling apart. We're winning."
No, we were good, bro. We were like, look, mess up your draft position if you want, then, because K was showing out, man. Saddiq was showing out. Jeremy Grant was showing out. They were showing out together.
Yeah, man.
Like,
I'm
shoot, man.
The best thing about it is that Cade can make it work with any of these guys.
Yes.
It doesn't really matter. That's why I'm excited. I'm just ready for the line.
Like I said, he's such an unselfish player, man. And you know, he still gets his, but he's so unselfish. You know what I'm saying? He literally just wants to win, man. And you know, it's no way in my mind I can tell if Jeremy Grant is still around for some reason. There's no way in my mind that you can't tell me that, you know, Cade, Saddiq Bey, and Jeremy Grant won't all come back next year and just blow things away, man.
Right.
Yeah. I actually want to see that trio. I know some people are very, very, very intrigued with the Portland pick, but I believe that there is something to chemistry. I think there's something to the fact that this team looks up to Jeremy Grant. Like, literally, they look up to him. They look at him as the OG, as a big bro.
And he's a good player.
On the court that other vets can't. Like, normally, they're not going to listen to Kojo as much as they would listen to a Jeremy Grant. And they're going to always have that type of a player. If Jeremy Grant, to me, can be that player, and you can take Corey Joseph's contract, Rodney McGruder's contract, and every other vet and get them out of here and just give it to Jeremy Grant, cool. I'm for that. Seriously. I kind of want to see it work because their best wins, some of their best wins, especially that Boston game, man, it came with all 3 of them together.
It did.
Jeremy Grant absolutely hooping.
Listen, Corey, I have no problem with Corey, I just don't want him
I don't know
starting.
about that.
Right.
He's excited about next season, though, guys.
Yeah, I know. Listen, it's like I said, man. I'm off. I'm done with it now. I'm off that train. I just
that's
don't
so
want
rude.
to see him starting. He should not be starting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Look,
So that was the
$8
whole
million
problem.
a year, bro. He should not be getting $8 million a year for the Pistons. He can get it somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
having his skill, nothing else. That's eight, bro. If that just goes away, no one's gonna be talking about Jeremy Grant's extension like it's a problem. Think about
Good
it.
point. That's a
I'd
good
pay him
point.
$8 million to stack sweatshirts in the warehouse before I would
Bro,
go
we gotta
back
get
out the
Corey
court.
on this show to defend himself. This is unbelievable.
No, we can't.
No,
Yeah.
listen.
He's
already here. He's already here.
Truly, it's
I'm here to
nothing
defend
against
myself.
Corey. But the way this team is built, it's past its time. You know what I'm saying? It's been past its time. You know what I'm saying? He needs to go and be a contributor elsewhere. On this roster, start next to Cade Cunningham. I mean, come on, man.
Maybe
Really?
we can send him to the Knicks or something like that. You know, another dysfunctional team that's not doing anything right.
Well, they may get Donovan Mitchell.
They
Bro,
ain't
you
doing
know what's
nothing.
crazy
Yeah.
about the Knicks, though?
Mm-mm.
What's
Yeah.
crazy
What's that?
about the Knicks is they always meet the early season expectations and then just fall off,
It just
man.
fall off a cliff.
Every time.
Mhm.
Every time.
Every time, yo.
It's
Mhm.
every time, and then you
He
also
said,
have those.
Listen, Corey, beggars can't
Corey
be choosers,
Joseph is-
bro.
He has
You
a
like
soul.
that? We got some bad news for you, my friend. You might be in some bingo halls.
What
next
about
year, is all I'm
Brooklyn?
saying.
You said not New York.
No,
What about Brooklyn?
No, King don't want that.
No,
If that happens, they're not winning.
Corey is going to Sacramento next season.
Oh, don't do that to him. Come on. At least,
Oh,
hey,
man.
listen. At least let him ride the coattails of a successful franchise. At least.
Well, he
let
can
him
go
do
to the
that.
Lakers. The Lakers need a point guard.
Yeah, the Lakers.
Bro, you tell me that
Lakers
Joe
have
Dumars
plenty of
not
space.
playing out there with Sacramento? How can I
Right.
get Tyrese
Let's
Halliburton
get
out
my
of
man
here
in
and
the
Corey
purple
Joseph
and
in?
yellow.
At least it'll be reunion with Josh Jackson and Trey Lyles. You know?
That's
Yeah, it was a conspiracy. They made the Tyrese Halliburton trade to make the room for Corey Joseph to come back home.
Jesus.
The problem
Like
was
Like I
done.
said, listen,
right now,
we
like,
can send
Right.
him. We can send him to the retirement home over there.
Oh
in LA.
no.
Oh,
We owe
LA
this
is
man a
perfect.
drink. We owe this man a drink. This is rude.
Man. And you got your jack
no,
right
no.
there.
Real
Pour it up
talk.
for him.
For real, for
Real
real.
talk, though,
Pour
real
one out
talk.
for
With
Corey
Corey
Joseph right now.
I get it. I get it, man. I was talking to Rod, and he was like, look, you got to have people that know how to play basketball playing next to Cade Cunningham, who know the
You.
NBA, who
Right.
know what's going on. And realistically, you know what? Killian, like they said, both Casey and Weaver said he had to get Americanized. He had to learn what that dog was. It wasn't that he didn't have it or didn't want it. He just didn't know what it was here. Like
Right.
Casey was like, Killian had to learn, if you don't win, you're off the court.
Right.
Like, you don't just get right back on. Like, that's
he
not how
didn't
it works.
experience
man.
that. He ain't
He said
experienced
as
that
the
in
season's
Germany.
going on, he's learned that.
That's a good point.
You know, if he had that earlier, if he had that sooner, this is the sucky part. I think Killian Hayes is the main reason why Corey Joseph is here this year, and his lack of development.
Yeah.
You know, seriously,
Yeah.
yo, why are you
Mhm.
paying Corey Joseph $8 million when you can just toss the second round pick or Saban Lee or something? If Killian gets this thing together, man.
I think he means as a secretary to get coffee and that kind of thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, he's gonna be standing at the booth out there selling season tickets. That's what he's talking about.
Shoot. But yeah,
Yeah.
I know, man. Rod, he talked about that too, man. It was really get a player next to Cade Cunningham who knows how to play basketball, so Cade can just go out there and do. Because we said it, man. We saw these players go out there in times past, and they're throwing it to who? They're playing. Their point guard is who? You know what I mean? Their
Mhm.
center is who? And we look at the marginal differences that Marvin Bagley made. Corey Joseph, I guess all jokes aside, he made some marginal differences that helped in Cade Cunningham's development, in my opinion.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
But with that said,
Mhm.
not
Mhm.
next year, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not next year.
Not
All
next
things
year,
must
not at all.
pass, man. All things must pass.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And believe
just
me,
wanna
ladies and gentlemen.
Got some nice things out. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And we got a lot of good things coming, man.
King is still not.
The-
He's not happy.
No,
No,
not at
but,
all.
but there's no better note to end on the King's torture with Corey Joseph because it can't
So
pick up
good.
from there. You know what I mean? Like 'cause
The whole time, man, my soliloquy, he was just sitting there like,
Just
It's
give
like
it like
that
the.
meme.
I
Yeah,
tried.
Look, man.
Yes.
In all seriousness, man. All seriousness, I would probably love to meet Corey Joseph, man.
For sure.
Heard he's a heck of a dude, but
Yeah.
like I said, him being on this roster with Cade and these young guys is just not. It's not the time right now. We just need something else.
Yeah.
I actually met Corey Joseph at the Shinola Hotel. He's actually a really nice guy. He's a really nice guy.
He-
And
yeah,
I
it seems
understand
like
why
it.
they would want to have
Yeah.
him here as a locker room presence, but
Yeah.
you know,
It reminds me of this is gonna, most people can't relate to this, but it reminds me of Brett Gardner on the Yankees. Like, he's this guy that was the only guy left from the 2009 World Series, and so he's just hanging around for all this time. And it's like, well, because Aaron Judge wasn't quite ready, he was injured and that kind of thing. Stanton also kind of dealing with injury and this and that, whatever. So it's kind of that locker room guy where it's like, Gardy's the only one with championship experience, and if the Yankees are going to be the Yankees, we kind of need this guy around.
Yeah, it's like if the Pistons are going to be the Pistons, they need Corey Joseph there. All the time.
Well, hey,
Very-
the good news
that was
is
very-
that the Yankees finally moved on from Brett Gardner. Thank
Listen.
Christ he's not on a roster.
Well, now that
right
we're
now.
talking Yankees, I'm glad we're.
King is like, how did this turn into a hate King fest?
No, this is what I'm saying. Like, why are we still talking about Corey? Can we talk about Kelly Olynyk?
No, I
About
hate
that.
Kelly
No,
Olynyk.
no,
Kelly
King.
Olynyk is
No,
my
King.
Corey Joseph.
Ladies
I
and
can't
gentlemen,
deal with this.
Kelly Olynyk is king is Corey Joseph.
Listen, I jumped. Listen, no, seriously though. I jumped off of Corey Joseph to Kelly Olynyk.
That's
man.
what I'm
Thank
saying.
God, I'm
is-
so sick of this dude, bro. Like,
He's
he's
Steve
Steve
Blake.
Blake. He is Steve Blake. Bro,
Oh,
I swear to
ladies and
God.
gentlemen,
Like,
this has gotten to a level that I can't even control anymore, and this feels like the perfect time to cut the episode right here.
how dare you?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is
Oh,
a great
man.
episode, great show. We got more great content coming in the weeks ahead. We got Cone joining us next week. We had Koo join us earlier this week, so be sure to check that out. I want to thank y'all so much for tuning in. Be sure to follow my guys. Be sure to go check out Everything King. If you're not subscribed to my guy King, you're making a big mistake.
Great
Downtown
content.
Deuce on Instagram, one of the best follows on the app, but also on Twitter. This man's multi-talented, does a lot of different things. Be sure to be checking out what he's doing.
Everything.
Yeah, Detroit Kool-Aid, my guy, my fellow tank general in Pistons
Hey,
Twitter world, man.
Hey, he just said
With
it. dog.
lots of hair.
Everybody,
lots of hair.
everybody, come on.
Yeah,
Tons of
tank
hair.
general, salute,
Come
baby.
on, King. We gotta salute.
Listen up there,
Hey.
privates. We are about to get the fruit of
Wait.
our labors with these.
Wait, hold on,
tanks,
wait.
brother.
You gotta
Like,
take the hat off and salute.
Oh yeah.
You know what?
Yeah,
I will, man.
Yeah, at least one of us
let's
has hair.
go.
At least one of us has hair, Kool-Aid.
Hey,
I'm gonna
let's go.
give you some Kool-Aid. I'm gonna give you a couple of these at the front right here.
Let's do this.
I'm gonna give you some of these locks so you can look like Stevie Wonder with them sunglasses on. Man.
Hey,
Hey man, then we
Yo,
talking
all
about my hey King, then we talking about my uncle, man. That's my uncle. We talking about my uncle now.
Oh, that's so good. He do look like Stevie Wonder, though.
oh, that's right. Music royalty, man. I forgot about
Let
that.
me get off my uncle, man.
Oh, my
Come on.
God.
I've met your uncle plenty of times, man, at the airport.
Hey,
Yo,
it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
He
Hey,
can
guys,
see,
hey,
though,
guys.
right?
One thing we know, Stevie Wonder won't see this. So he won't be
No.
offended.
Hey.
Stevie can
Technically-
see.
Technically, he won't see anything.
I ain't
Anyway,
going to
but-
no comment on that part.
Hey,
Y'all-
Stevie
Y'all
can see.
heard what Shaq said.
We know this. Stevie can see. Everyone knows this.
Oh my gosh. And,
Love
and also
Stevie,
be
man.
sure to follow my guy Robert on Twitter as well at Cthulhu Pizza. I am
And
not
please
making
watch
that up.
the. Hey, I gotta come up with a new Twitter, but please watch the Pizza Palace. It's Sean
Yeah.
and I's podcast, and it's basically just chaos the whole time. It's great.
We spent 20 minutes of an episode talking about where we store our bread. That's a
We
real
did do
thing.
that.
What?
Yeah, that's a whole other. We could
Just
crack
watch the
open-
episode. I don't got time for that.
Okay.
But anyway, that's gonna do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank y'all for tuning in to the 313 Report. We will catch you next time here on Woodward Pistons and from Half Court. Be sure to subscribe or you.
Bring back drumming.